Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and I want to talk about the new Justice League film. Most specifically, my problems with it. Now, I want to preface this by saying that this is not an attack on the DCU, nor is it an entire video dedicated to hating on the new Justice League film before it even comes out. I have yet to see the film in its entirety, so I don't know what the overall quality of the film is going to be. It could actually be great, it could actually be terrible, or it could be right down the middle. I don't know, I haven't seen it. My problems with the film is based solely on what I have seen so far in the trailers that they've made for said film. I also want to make mention that I have seen the new trailer for the Justice League film, and I liked it. It's enjoyable. It does get me pretty excited to see the film, although I do have hesitations because I felt the same way after watching Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, and those did not turn out that well. I also will say that there are some problems I had with the trailers themselves. I felt like it was a bit too clunky and cluttered. They just threw so much action at you, and I thought they could have gave us some little small character moments and kind of like establish a little bit more what the story is. And I did not personally like the forced humor that they put in the trailer. Like, there's a scene near the end where Commissioner Gordon is talking to the Batman, and he's like, "Oh, it's so good to see you getting along with other people." And then Aquaman looks at Batman and says, "Oh, so he does dress up as a bat. I could dig it." And Batman turns to Gordon and is like, "It's only temporary." I know that was supposed to be funny, but it didn't come off as funny. And there are other lines in the trailer that I also didn't find that funny. I just felt like it was forced. And again, what is up with the Justice League trailers and having terrible stings? If you don't know what I mean, is that when you end a trailer, you gotta end on a very impactful moment, a big moment, kind of like your money shot. And in this one, it's kind of cool. You see Aquaman riding on the Batmobile, and then he jumps and then gets taken away by some like goons. And I'm like, that's your money shot? That's like the big wow, kind of like, oh, can't wait to see this film. I still personally would have loved to see them make Aquaman standing in the sea and summoning the giant megalodon and like it's attacking things. That's a money shot right there. But enough about the trailer. You all have already seen it, and everybody and their mother have made videos sharing their thoughts and opinions about it. So let's just move on to what you actually came here to see, my problems with the forthcoming Justice League film. And I have two major ones. The first is actually a problem that I addressed in previous videos talking about the Justice League, and that deals with the man of the hour, Bruce Wayne, aka Iron Man. I mean Batman. For me, I find it a bit odd and perplexing that Batman, a character who is legendary in the DC universe for being the most protective of his secret identity, would so haphazardly just walk around and give away his secret identity to a bunch of people that he doesn't really know and most likely cannot truly trust. I mean, you have that whole scene where he goes to a bar asking for Arthur Curry. This bar out in the middle of nowhere, and you see freaking Bruce Wayne, one of the richest people in the world, just happen to be at this bar. Isn't that kind of odd? Isn't that strange? Why would he be here, and why is he looking for Arthur Curry, who we already know in this bar? We're trying to keep a secret that he has these powers, but we know that he has powers. So why does Bruce Wayne care so much about Arthur Curry? What is he hiding? And you dig a little further and you see the team roster, you're like, oh, he's one of the metahumans. Which one could he be? Well, he can't be the black guy. He doesn't look that young to be the Flash. Oh, he's Batman. And the fact that he even tells Arthur Curry, he tells the Flash, although he doesn't really say it, he just throws the batarang. But basically, he might as well have just said, I'm Batman. You know, he tells all these superheroes his identity, and for me, ever since the first trailer of the Justice League, I found that so weird. Why is Batman, a character that's uber protective about his identity, just giving it away willy-nilly? Hell, at the end of Suicide Squad, he basically tells Amanda Waller, hey, I'm Batman. Now, I don't know whether or not Amanda just discovered this, as it's never really explored what her relationship was with Bruce Wayne. Maybe she actually learns his secret identity and kind of holds him at ransom, like, oh, now you're gonna have to do some work for me. Now, I heard, like, in the comics that Amanda Waller actually does learn Batman's true identity, not because Batman tells her, but she does a lot of digging and just discovers it. Now, I don't know if that's the case here, but the fact that he was so calm about saying, yeah, don't worry, my team's gonna handle this. Why would he say my team? I mean, you could make the assumption or the argument that he may be funding the team, or maybe you could also make the argument that this is a different Batman, so maybe this Batman's more lax about his identity. But I can't agree with that. In every rendition I've ever seen of Batman, whether it be comic books, TV shows, or movies, one thing that's always been the same is that he always keeps his identity tightly to his chest. Like he keeps that like a Teflon suit or something like that. He makes sure that nobody learns his secret identity so that nobody can get the upper hand on him. That's the methodical Batman at work. When I see this Batman just walking around saying, hey, I'm Batman, that's not the methodical Batman that we all know and love. And I guess that is kind of following in suit, because in Batman v Superman, he also was not the methodical Batman that we all knew and loved. He was a murderous Batman. So I don't know, for me personally, I don't like the fact that Batman is going around giving away his identity, because this is gonna end up hurting him in the long run when he makes his own movie and then people are like looking for him and like, oh, hey, we know who Batman is, it's Bruce Wayne. It presents a lot of problems for upcoming films, and it presents a lot of personal issues with Bruce Wayne himself. How is he gonna explain this? And it kind of ties back into something that I joked about a little earlier, about they're kind of doing the Iron Man thing where he's bringing the team together, like he's the forefront of the team. And the thing is, Batman doesn't need to be like Iron Man. In fact, he's better than Iron Man, okay? Iron Man is a selfish, pompous guy who just happens to have all of this money and all this technology at his disposal, so he decides, I'm gonna make a robot suit and become a superhero. But he doesn't really want to be a superhero, he just wants the spotlight, but he's called upon to do great things because he has this suit of armor. Batman goes out of his way to do heroic things. He goes out of his way to be a hero. They're two different people. Yeah, they share a lot of similar qualities, but when it comes down to the core of their heroics, Batman trumps Iron Man any day of the week. And with that said, that ties into my second big problem with this Justice League film. And that is the Avengers-like assembly of the team. Here, they do the Marvel approach where they're like, okay, we're gonna be forming a team and we gotta go find these people and bring them together. And for me, I don't like that they're doing the Marvel approach. I'd rather they do their own unique approach, or even do what other films regarding, or other films and TV shows regarding the Justice League have done. Where basically the heroes just kind of meet up in happenstance. They all just happen to be at the same place at the same time. Let's take, for instance, the Justice League TV show that came out a decade ago, where the Martian Manhunter crashes on Earth and one of the superheroes finds him. I don't remember who. But it wasn't this whole like, hey, let's go find all these people because a big threat is coming. It happens like he lands there and then some type of machine comes and starts attacking Earth, and the heroes just happen to all be there and they're trying to take down this monster. And then they talk to Martian Manhunter and decide to work together. It kind of just happens based on proximity in a sense, if that makes any sense. They didn't like all say, hey, let's get together and form this team. It's just like, well, we're all here, we should probably do something about this. The same thing happens in the film Justice League War, where I believe it was the Green Lantern that's the first character that we see, and he's just kind of like perusing the city, and then he sees these bad guys, these robbers getting away, and then Batman's chasing them too. And he kind of has this like funny banter with Batman saying, oh, don't worry, Batman, I got this. And he's like, get out of my way, Green Lantern, I got this. And then all of a sudden, some big threat starts happening. And again, the superheroes just kind of show up in happenstance because shit's going down. You know, it happens based on coincidence rather than being strategically planned. Like, we're gonna bring the team together. And I'd rather that. It would have been interesting to see like a bunch of heroes just coming together for a sense of justice. Get it? Sense of justice? They are the Justice League after all. You know, they come together because they have this sense of justice and they have to bring balance back to the world, not because they were assembled together to bring balance back to the world. It feels very forced and manufactured that way, you know? Again, that could just be me, But that was kind of distracting that they were doing the Marvel approach where we have to bring the team together. One person has to be like the centerpiece and he's the one that kind of connects all the dots and brings us all together. I don't think DC should do that. They should do the other approach where they all just kind of happen to come together and then they decide to work together. They put their petty egos aside for the most part. They put their petty egos aside and fight for the greater good. So those were the two problems that I saw with this upcoming Justice League film. And who knows, maybe you guys felt the same way. Maybe you agree with what I said, or maybe you think, Tony, you're just overanalyzing it, you're being nitpicky, just embrace the film, man. Can't you just enjoy a DC film for once? And you know what? I'm gonna try. I'm keeping my mind so open for Wonder Woman and for the Justice League. My mind's a little bit more positive about Wonder Woman. I am excited to see that. It's basically just the woman Captain America, but instead of World War II, it's World War I. Okay, I've been rambling enough. But yes, let me know what you guys thought about the things I mentioned in this video. Did you agree with it? Did you disagree with it? And let me know what you guys thought about the trailer as well. Did it get you really excited and hopeful that maybe this might be a good DC film? Or do you feel like it's just business as usual? It's clunky, it's cluttered, and it looks like a piece of shit. Comment below, let me know, and stay tuned. Starting tomorrow, I'll be doing a very impromptu Ghost in the Shell week. I'm this close to finishing the next season of Ghost in the Shell's standalone complex, and I am watching 2 of the movies currently, so do stay tuned for that. You will be getting those videos real soon. And also, this upcoming Monday, I'm gonna be over on my friend Media Madness's channel talking about Iron Fist. Well, not really talking, I'm gonna be ranting about Iron Fist, so I think you might wanna go check that out. But until all these videos come, guys, if you like to see more videos on this channel, be a part of the Black Critic Crew, please hit that subscribe button below, like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm Tony Watt II, the DC hater, known as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.